Hello. I just wanted to make another video kind of following up from my last video because I know I was crying and, sometimes, that's a whole thing. Anyway, so I just wanted to come on here and share some things that really helped me when I first started my healing journey before I even really realized that it was a healing journey. So, one of the first things that I thought to do was, and I did this often when I was looking in the mirror, when I didn't have anybody there for me, I didn't have anybody that actually cared and had my best interest at heart. So, what I did was when I would go look in the mirror, I would just stand there and I would pretend that the person in the mirror, who is myself, was a different person. Completely different person. That's not me. That's me, but it's not me. So then what I started to do was I would see myself as two people. When I was having a hard time, I would talk to myself as though I was comforting someone I really loved, someone that I cared about. I would talk to that person, myself, with a lot of grace, a lot of patience, a lot of understanding, a lot of love. That initially felt very weird. Felt very fucking weird, not gonna lie. But once you get past the whole weirdness of it, and God's having me actually think about these feelings of when you're trying to heal yourself and you're trying to protect and reparent your inner child, what might happen is demons or negative energies can swoop in and make you doubt yourself and make you feel fucking weird because they ultimately don't want you to heal. So just keep that in mind. If you feel weird, be like, no, those are the demons. I'm doing the right thing. So it's really important to think of yourself as somebody like your best friend. Think of your best friend, your absolute, or your family member that you love so dearly. Just think of someone. Think of someone that you just absolutely adore. And talk to the mirror as though you're talking to that person. And what's going to happen over time is you are going to have an easier time tapping into that and giving yourself grace and patience, especially at times when you absolutely really need it. So, I'm just looking at my notes here. So, yeah, you're going to talk to yourself like you are two separate beings, and you're going to talk to yourself as though you are talking to someone that you love very, very much. And this may be very difficult because, like myself, there's a lot of self-hatred there. There's a lot of shame. There's a lot of, I'm a fuck up. I can't do anything right. I'm angry all the time. I can't keep my house clean. I haven't showered in 4 days. I'm a fucking piece of shit. That whole thing. When you notice that you're having these thoughts, that's when you take a breath and you recognize that you're doing that. After you recognize it, that's when you sit with yourself. And I'm doing this because that's literally what I do. I hold my heart chakra and I sit with myself. And this is so important to connect with your body because your emotions are valid, but your emotions don't define you. Your thoughts don't define you. Your Untethered Soul, that book is very, very good. In the very beginning of the book, it explains that you are not your thoughts. So when you recognize the negative self-talk, that you're this fucking horrible piece of whatever, you're like, hey, let's not say that, okay? Like, let's not talk about you that way, okay? You're caring, you notice when people are upset, you want to help people, you know, like you want to start thinking of how you would console someone that is having a hard time that you really care about. You're going to talk to yourself like that. You know, like, I understand that, you know, you had an angry outburst, and that might not have been a good thing to do, but you were really angry, and you were having a really hard day. You were having a really hard day, and those people, they weren't listening to you. They were not testing, you know. And then when you start to bring yourself back into yourself and your body and your soul, you can telling yourself I love you is very important. And that was something that felt really weird for me, because I'm looking at the mirror, you know, feeling weird that I'm talking to the mirror. There's this idea of the whole, what I was saying in the beginning with thinking of yourself as separate, and talking to yourself as though you're the child. What I actually learned over the course of this journey was that we all do have a second version of ourselves, and that is called also our higher self. Our higher self is someone that would make the decisions that would be best for you and for your emotional well-being. Your higher self would want you to give yourself grace and to be patient. A lot of us out here, we had some fucked up childhoods, okay? So our default settings are a little wacky, and it's really important that you connect with your higher self. Like, when you think of your higher self, oh, I'm already 8 minutes in. When you think of your higher self, it's not your perfect version of yourself. It's where you want to be spiritually. When you think of yourself like, oh, you know, I have anger issues, and I can't keep my home in order or whatever. Like, my higher self would be able to plan accordingly and wouldn't have these anger issues, right? So and I'm not, by any means saying that I am my higher self and that I'm perfect. I still talk to myself this way. When I'm having a hard time, I talk to myself as if I am parenting a small child and comforting them. And when I have a decision to make, if there's someone that isn't being completely truthful or transparent, or I can tell that they're not giving me everything that's on their mind, my higher self would say, I don't need to talk to you if you're not going to be completely open. So your higher self has standards in order to protect your energy in a way that will allow for you to not have this anger. So honestly, I think that's where it starts. I think it really starts where you talk to yourself and you love yourself as if you're two separate people. And then when you get past the weird phase, you learn that you have yourself. You have yourself to talk to and to be there for yourself. And that's also, it can be kind of scary because that can seem lonely, but it's not lonely at all, because when it comes to your higher self is on a higher frequency. And on these higher frequencies, you have angels and you have God. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it there. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to comment, and I will do my best to make videos on any questions that you guys may have. Okay? God bless you, and I hope you have a great day.